Hello and welcome to another fun-filled edition of Adam's Music Box. And don't know what's going on with the visuals today, but hey, it's a music show where we try to introduce audiences of all ages to music of all eras. And today I want to talk about a great singer-songwriter called Willie Nile. And he's someone that part of me wants to call him a sort of cult classic, but he's universally respected by so many of the people that you know and love and that he's collaborated with. I mean, he's collaborated with such a diverse group of musicians from the bands Levon Helm to the great singer-songwriter Tori Amos to a drummer that I may have heard of called Ringo Starr to the legendary Taj Mahal, Carole King, and the list goes on. Those are just some of the people that he's collaborated with. But his first two solo albums are probably the best places to begin. In 1980, he came out with his first record, self-titled, probably my favorite, but Golden Dawn from the next year is frankly equally good. Now, he's sort of I mean, comparisons really don't work with a musician like this, but dare I say, he kind of sort of reminds me of Warren Zevon in the sense that he has songs that you think, okay, this is your traditional rock and roll based observational singer songwriter type of music. But when you listen carefully, there's a lot of dark but intellectual undertones. It's very literate, yet very much a kind of man on the street perspective of watching the real world going by. And that sort of salt of the earth literate songwriting sort of runs through all of the stuff he wrote. And he wrote all of his original material and played with some really good bands. All of his stuff is really, really well produced. Now, he kind of fell off the radar after 1981. He was dealing with, let's just say, problems with the law, which is an ass, as someone famous might have said. But he came back in 1991 with an all original album called Places I Have Never Been. And he didn't really lose a step at all. And he continues his career to this day, played in clubs, played in festivals throughout the 90s into the 2000s. And he's released quite a lot of albums since then. He's quite prolific. I would definitely say he's sort of tiny bit of Tom Waits, bit more like Warren Zevon, maybe a bit of Jackson Brown, a bit of Dylan, a bit of Donovan. But I think you get the drift. It's the thinking man's singer-songwriter music, but it's the kind of stuff that makes for a good driving song, good toe tapping music, just really irresistible. And his live performances are just great, high energy, really engages with the audience. And so if you're in a position to see him, I really recommend that you do. He's one of those people that I mean, it's funny that I mentioned Zevon because he's done the Letterman circuit, and it's Dave Letterman music. Much as Warren Zevon was his favorite artist, so too was Willie Nile on his show. So that will hopefully give you, if you've not heard his music before, an idea of where he's coming from. So, as always, by the way, let me just check for you because I really should prepare for these things, but I don't. I want to see how much of his stuff is on your Spotify's and your Whatify's because that's obviously the place that most people go to listen. And you're in luck. Just about his full discography, including those first two legendary albums, is there. So definitely check him out. I do not think you'll be disappointed. As always, like, subscribe, and we'll see you next time. Take care.